Every spoonful feels familiar, warm, creamy, harmless. But what if that comfort is a lie you've been swallowing for years? Recent nutrition data shows the average American consumes nearly 5 times more sodium than the heart can safely handle, and much of it hides in those healthy canned soups we trust most. Behind cheerful labels and words like light, organic, or homemade, corporations have turned simple food into engineered formulas designed to trick your taste buds while quietly wearing down your body from the inside out. Think about it. How did a quick bowl of soup become a silent partner in America's blood pressure epidemic? And why are these everyday staples loaded with additives once reserved for industrial food labs? The illusion of comfort has never been more dangerous. This is the Downturn Report, where the truth gets personal. Today, we're pulling back the lid, exposing 7 canned soups you must avoid at all costs, and revealing the rare few still safe to trust. Don't panic just yet. By the end, you'll know exactly which cans deserve a place in your kitchen and which belong in the trash. Number 1, cream of mushroom soup. If comfort had a smell, for millions of Americans, it would be the faint metallic pop of a Campbell's cream of mushroom soup can opening. That hiss of home echoing through decades of commercials. But that pop is starting to sound more like a warning alarm. Behind its creamy nostalgia lies a chemical masquerade so industrial that the USDA could practically label it factory sludge with seasoning. One serving holds around 850 milligrams of sodium, but there are over 2 servings in each can. So if you finish it, and who doesn't, when you're hungry and counting coins, you've just swallowed nearly 1,800 milligrams of salt, roughly 3/4 of your daily limit in one sitting. It's like eating comfort food with a blood pressure bomb attached. The cream in Campbell's cream of mushroom is a joke only the shareholders seem to be laughing at. Instead of milk or cream from a farm, it's thickened with vegetable oil, modified starch, and soy protein concentrate. Ingredients you'd expect in industrial glue, not in grandma's casserole. Add in MSG, hydrolyzed soy protein, potassium chloride, disodium inosinate, and guanylate, and you're not stirring a soup anymore. You're running a taste lab experiment in your own kitchen. These flavor enhancers were designed to hijack your taste buds, tricking your brain into craving more while your body quietly absorbs the hit. The mushrooms? Mostly dehydrated powder. Real ones appear about as often as a politician telling the truth. Even the color and smell are carefully engineered illusions. Pigments and natural flavors that mimic freshness while covering the fact that there's nothing fresh left inside. And then comes the silent danger no label can warn you about: BPA-lined cans. Campbell's was repeatedly criticized for using bisphenol A in their packaging, a compound that can leach into the soup and tinker with your hormones like a hacker breaking into your body's operating system. Studies have tied BPA exposure to reproductive harm, thyroid disruption, and certain cancers. Yet shelves across America still gleam with these shiny traps, because replacing BPA costs more than public health apparently does. That's why the safest comfort now is control. Cooking your own with real mushrooms, cream, and herbs, or switching to brands that still remember integrity. Pacific Foods. Organic cream of mushroom. Imagine creamy portobello mushroom, kettle and fire mushroom bisque, and Good and Gather soup all skip the toxic fillers while keeping the flavor real. After all, true comfort shouldn't come from a can that quietly turns your dinner table into a chemistry experiment. Number 2, cream of tomato soup. There's something heartbreakingly ironic about how Heinz cream of tomato soup still sells itself as a bowl of warmth when it's really just a sugar-coated deception. For generations, it's been the poster child of comfort, the kind of soup that grandparents stocked up on during cold winters, or parents poured into chip bowls for sick kids. But peel back that layer of nostalgia, and what you find inside is less comfort and more corporate trickery in a can. One single serving holds more than 20 grams of sugar and nearly 1,000 milligrams of sodium, a mix so intense that you might as well chase it with a candy bar and a handful of pretzels. That sweetness doesn't come from vine-ripened tomatoes kissed by the sun. It's industrial sugar meant to disguise the metallic tang of over-processed tomato paste boiled into submission. For older Americans battling high blood pressure, diabetes, or just trying to keep their grocery bills down without gambling their health, this soup is a silent backstabber. It waves the banner of homemade goodness while hiding the fact that it's thickened with modified cornstarch, milk powder, and chemical flavoring agents. The natural lycopene, that precious antioxidant in real tomatoes that helps protect against heart disease and cancer, is stripped away by the extreme heat and processing. What's left is a lifeless red sludge that mocks the very idea of nourishment. Even the texture feels artificial, like someone tried to make soup out of plastic memories. Regulators in both the United Kingdom and the United States have repeatedly called out Heinz for misleading healthy labeling, especially regarding its sodium and sugar content. It's as if the company assumes people won't read the fine print, or can't, while pushing out feel-good ads with smiling families spooning away at what is essentially a sodium trap. Health experts warn that eating Heinz soups too frequently can cause water retention, bloating, and serious cardiovascular strain over time. Yet these cans continue to flood the shelves, protected by marketing budgets bigger than the health departments that try to warn us. If you truly crave tomato soup, your stomach and your future self deserve better. Skip the factory-made nostalgia and look toward brands that still believe in real food. Annie's Organic Tomato Soup, Pacific Foods Low Sodium, Tomato Basil, Muir Glen Organic Tomato Bisque, or Rao's Homemade Tomato Basil Soup all serve what Heinz only pretends to: genuine flavor without the betrayal. Or better yet, make your own with fresh tomatoes, olive oil, and basil. It's the kind of comfort that doesn't come with a side of corporate guilt or a hidden spoonful of sugar trying to buy your trust. Number 3. Chicken and wild rice soup. Progresso Traditional. Chicken and wild rice soup likes to dress itself up as the good guy, the trustworthy neighbor on the grocery shelf. Its label practically hums with nostalgia. Steaming bowls, tender chicken, hearty grains. But peel back that picture-perfect promise, and what you'll find simmering inside is a salty illusion cooked up by corporate efficiency. One can alone packs over 1,400 milligrams of sodium, nearly 60% of your daily limit in one meal. And let's be honest, nobody eats half a can. That's like ordering half a burger and saving the rest for later. For older Americans already struggling with high blood pressure, this isn't dinner. It's a slow drip of hypertension waiting to happen. Your arteries aren't supposed to sound like high-voltage cables, but with this soup, they might as well. Then comes the ingredient list, and it reads less like a recipe and more like a chemistry syllabus. Natural flavors, the most dishonest phrase in food labeling, can legally hide dozens of synthetic additives. MSG and modified food starch join the lineup too, giving the illusion of homemade flavor while cutting manufacturing costs. The company proudly stamps "no artificial colors" across the can, but the preservatives and flavor enhancers are the real color story here. Invisible, tasteless, and quietly harmful. And the chicken? Mechanically separated, stabilized, and reconstituted into a texture so uniform it feels like poultry designed by committee. The so-called wild rice? Mostly plain white rice, a filler that brings none of the fiber, minerals, or rustic hardiness that the label evokes. To make matters worse, Progresso has a BPA problem it can't fully shake. While the company insists its cans are now BPA-free, past tests have shown inconsistency, with some older batches still leaching traces of bisphenol A, a chemical linked to hormonal imbalance, infertility, and even cancer. The soup's low-fat brag is another red herring. Every gram of fat cut away has been replaced by more sodium and artificial flavoring, a bait and switch that would make any dietitian groan. It's the same marketing playbook. Reduce one evil, quietly double another. In the end, Progresso Traditional Chicken and Wild Rice Soup isn't the home-style comfort it claims to be. It's the culinary equivalent of a handshake that leaves your palms sticky. If you want something hearty without the chemical baggage, reach for brands like Zoop, Good Pacific Foods Organic Chicken and Wild Rice, or Sprague Natural Foods Wild Rice and Mushroom Soup. Or better yet, make your own using bone broth, real wild rice, shredded chicken, and thyme. It takes less time than scrolling through medical bills. And this time, your body will actually thank you for the warmth. Number 4. Lentil soup. Amy's organic lentil soup walks into the grocery aisle wearing a halo, bright green packaging, the word organic shining like a badge of virtue, and promises of clean, wholesome ingredients. It's the kind of soup that makes you feel good just putting it in your cart, as if you've made a moral choice at the checkout line. But peel off that eco-friendly label, and you'll find the illusion of purity doesn't hold up so well under a microscope. One can of Amy's organic lentil soup carries around 1,180 milligrams of sodium, more than half your entire day's limit in a single sitting. For a brand that markets itself as a light, heart-friendly meal, that's like a yoga instructor secretly spiking your smoothie with salt. Each spoonful brings you closer to raised blood pressure, water retention, and long-term heart strain. A quiet contradiction hidden beneath a feel-good slogan. And let's talk about that thick, hearty texture everyone raves about. You'd think it comes from the lentils themselves, nature's own source of fiber and protein. But no, Amy's stirs in potato starch and vegetable gums, like guar and xanthan, to fake that satisfying consistency. Sure, these thickeners are technically natural, but so is arsenic. They can easily lead to bloating and digestive discomfort, especially for older adults with sensitive stomachs. The oil choice doesn't make things better either. Amy's proudly uses high oleic safflower oil, which sounds fancy enough to impress a health blog, yet it's still a refined seed oil, one that loses nutrients when processed under high heat and can produce inflammatory compounds that quietly wear down your heart over time. It's like calling fast food artisanal just because it comes in a brown paper bag. Even the lentils themselves, though organic, aren't spared from overprocessing. They're boiled down until they resemble more of a beige paste than the hearty legumes they once were, leaving behind minimal fiber and reduced protein content. In other words, you're eating lentils in name only. Add the recurring issue of BPA-lined cans. Unless the label explicitly says BPA-free, there's still a risk, and you have a supposed clean food brand offering the same chemical baggage as everyone else. BPA exposure has been tied to hormone disruption, weight fluctuation, and even metabolic disorders. The irony is almost cruel. A soup that promises balance but quietly tips the scale against your health. If you genuinely want to nourish your body, skip the greenwash promises and take control in your kitchen. Cook your own lentil soup with olive oil, real herbs, and unprocessed sea salt. Or if convenience is key, look to brands that actually deliver what Amy's only implies. Eden Foods Organic Lentil Soup, Fig Food Co., Savory Lentil, or Dr. McDougall's Organic Lower Sodium Lentil Soup. They let you enjoy real comfort without the pretense. Because true health doesn't come from a label. It comes from honesty in what's inside the can. Number 5. Chicken noodle soup. Healthy choice. Old-fashioned chicken noodle soup walks into your pantry like a polite guest. Low-fat label shining, made with real chicken, printed proudly, and an air of quiet respectability that says, "See, I'm not like those other canned soups." But peel back that wholesome facade, and you'll discover it's just another corporate convenience meal wearing a health halo. Sure, it's lower in sodium than some of its competitors, but calling it healthy is like calling fast food a salad because it comes with lettuce. Each can still carries between 900 and 1,100 milligrams of sodium, nearly half of your daily limit, and that's before you count anything else you eat that day. For working-class Americans watching their blood pressure and sugar levels, this isn't a warm bowl of comfort. It's a slow, salty creep toward another prescription refill. Then there's the chicken, technically real, but about as close to homemade as a drive-through burger is to a backyard barbecue. It's mechanically separated, pre-cooked, and mixed with flavor enhancers, so it can sit safely on a shelf for months without tasting like metal. The noodles, soft and nostalgia-inducing, are made from refined wheat stripped of fiber and nutrients, giving you little more than fast-burning carbs that spike your blood sugar and leave you hungry again soon after. The carrots, peas, and celery floating in that golden broth. They're not the bright, crisp garden vegetables from your memories. They're processed fillers whose only real job is to add color and texture, not nutrition. It's a bowl designed to look balanced on camera, not to keep your heart steady. Even the so-called natural flavors tucked into the ingredient list are industry code for a cocktail of chemical shortcuts. Modified starches hold everything together like culinary glue, ensuring the soup tastes the same whether you open it today or 6 months from now. The result is a product that feels familiar, tastes fine, but carries all the depth of a microwaved handshake. Healthy choice might mean well. It's certainly a notch above the salt bombs, sold by Campbell's Chunky or Progresso traditional beef. But the word healthy here feels more like marketing than medicine. If you really want to eat like your grandparents imagined old-fashioned, it's time to reclaim the kitchen from the corporations. Making your own chicken noodle soup with organic chicken, fresh carrots, whole grain noodles, and low-sodium broth will do more for your heart than 100 Smart Choice labels ever could. And if you still want the convenience of a can, reach for real alternatives like Pacific Foods Free Range, Chicken Noodle, Kettle and Fire Chicken Bone Broth Soup, or Rao's Made for Home Chicken Noodle. They taste like food, not factory nostalgia. Because the truth is, health doesn't come from a slogan. It comes from honesty in every spoonful. Number 6, beef and vegetable soup. Progresso Traditional. Beef and vegetable soup loves to masquerade as your grandmother's Sunday masterpiece. The kind of soup that fills the house with the smell of slow-cooked beef and tender vegetables simmering to perfection. But when you peel back that inviting label, the illusion crumbles faster than a saltine cracker dropped in its own broth. What's inside isn't a time-tested family recipe. It's a processed cocktail of shortcuts and sodium. The beef floating in that glossy liquid isn't fresh roast or stew meat. It's pre-cooked, highly processed chunks treated with sodium phosphate and flavor enhancers so they can survive months, even years, sealed in a metal tomb. These chemical cushions keep the meat looking appetizing while quietly loading your bloodstream with excess sodium and additives your body never asked for. And speaking of salt, brace yourself. A single can of Progresso traditional beef and vegetable soup packs around 1,700 milligrams of sodium, roughly 3/4 of your daily limit before you've even torn open a packet of crackers. That's not hearty, that's hazardous. For older Americans trying to manage blood pressure, bloating, or heart disease, this soup isn't a warm comfort. It's a ticking time bomb disguised as dinner. You'd get less sodium licking the rim of a margarita glass. The vegetables don't come to the rescue either. The label parades carrots, potatoes, green beans, and peas, but what actually ends up in your bowl are sad, limp fragments of rehydrated produce. Soft, color-faded bits stripped of vitamins and flavor during the canning process. They look alive but taste like they've been trapped in the can since the Obama administration. Then comes the broth, or rather, the illusion of it. Modified food starch, hydrolyzed soy protein, and yeast extract work overtime to fake that slow-cooked umami flavor you'd get from real beef bones. For anyone sensitive to MSG-like compounds, it's a recipe for headaches, bloating, and regret. And just when you think you've seen it all, there's the can itself. Unless the label clearly reads BPA-free, you're likely sipping traces of bisphenol A, a chemical linked to hormone disruption and increased cancer risk. It's almost poetic. Even the packaging can't be trusted. Progresso wants you to believe it's selling tradition. In reality, it's selling a shelf-stable illusion that trades health for convenience. If you truly crave a rich, hearty bowl of beef and vegetables, reclaim the recipe from the factories. Use grass-fed beef, real potatoes, and fresh herbs. Or if you need a ready-made option that won't play Russian roulette with your blood pressure, look to brands like True Primal Beef and Vegetable Soup, Kettle and Fire Hearty Veggie Beef, or Baxter's Organic Farmhouse Beef Broth. These deliver genuine comfort without the chemical masquerade. Because real tradition isn't sealed in aluminum, it's simmered in honesty. Number 7, Chunky Vegetable Soup. Amy's Organic Chunky Vegetable Soup walks a fine line between virtue and marketing poetry. With its leafy green label shouting organic, non-GMO, and made with real vegetables, it practically glows with moral superiority from the grocery shelf. It promises everything Americans crave: a wholesome shortcut, a clean conscience, and the illusion that health can come from a can. But behind that halo of purity lies a story that's a little less Eden and a little more corporate garden. Yes, the ingredients are organic. Carrots, peas, corn, potatoes, beans, and tomatoes. A rainbow of produce that looks like it leapt out of a farm stand commercial. But when those vegetables are cooked, canned, and sealed for months, they lose the vitality that makes real food feel alive. It's like framing a photo of your garden and calling it fresh. A single can of Amy's chunky vegetable soup holds between 700 and 900 milligrams of sodium. A modest figure compared to the salt mines of Campbell's or Progresso, but still nearly half of what health experts recommend for a meal. For those watching their blood pressure or heart health, even organic salt is still salt. And while Amy's prides itself on being free from artificial preservatives, it quietly leans on natural flavors and modified starches, the corporate version of makeup for soup. These additives keep the texture consistent and the flavor stable, ensuring your vegetables taste the same in January as they did when canned in June. But that consistency comes at a cost. The subtle flattening of taste, the ghost of freshness replaced by something sterile and distant. Even the calories, around 100 per cup, can be misleading. The lightness is appealing, yes, but it also means the soup lacks the fiber density and nutrient richness of a real vegetable stew made from scratch. Amy's may be chunky, but it's more polite than hearty, the culinary equivalent of a firm handshake instead of a warm hug. And though the brand's organic credentials earn it applause, it doesn't erase the reality that this soup is still a processed product. A long shelf life and a short ingredient story rarely coexist naturally. That said, for those who live on tight budgets or in food deserts where fresh produce isn't always an option, Amy's is undeniably a safer, cleaner step forward compared to the chemical chaos of traditional canned soups. But if you crave the kind of nourishment that feels real, not rehearsed, it's time to return to your own stove. Simmer fresh carrots, zucchini, tomatoes, and herbs in low-sodium vegetable broth, or reach for brands like Pacific Foods' Organic Garden Vegetable, Dr. McDougall's Right Foods Split Pea and Veggie, or Zoop. Really good vegetable soup. They let vegetables taste like themselves. No disguise, no starch, no script. Just honest food for people who still believe dinner should come from the earth, not an assembly line. Safe and healthy soup choices. After wading through the murky world of sodium-soaked, chemical-laced canned soups, it's refreshing to find a few brands that still remember what food is supposed to be. Simple, honest, and nourishing. These are the rare exceptions on grocery shelves. The ones that prove convenience doesn't have to come at the cost of your heart or your health. Unlike the usual suspects drowning in salt and additives, these soups respect your body, your wallet, and even your common sense. Let's start with Pacific Foods' Organic Low-Sodium Vegetable Soup. A brand that doesn't just claim organic, it actually earns it. Each can feel like a small victory against industrial food giants. Packed with carrots, peas, spinach, and tomatoes, this soup delivers genuine vitamins, minerals, and fiber without drowning them in salt. With just around 140 milligrams of sodium per serving, it's practically a miracle in the canned aisle. The broth is gentle and light, not greasy or fake, and the company's slow-cook method preserves nutrients rather than boiling them into oblivion. You can taste the difference. The vegetables still have personality, not the sad, mushy anonymity of mass-market soups. And because it's fully organic, you're skipping the cocktail of pesticides and residues that quietly hitch a ride in non-organic brands. It's quick to heat, satisfying, and safe. The kind of product that makes you feel like someone in the food industry still cares about doing things right. Next up is Dr. McDougall's Organic Lower Sodium Lentil Vegetable Soup, an underrated gem that deserves a permanent spot in your pantry. This isn't a soup pretending to be healthy. It genuinely delivers nutrition. Each serving comes in at about 150 milligrams of sodium, making it one of the most heart-friendly options on the market. The combination of organic lentils, spinach, carrots, and celery offers real plant-based protein and fiber that keeps you full long after you've eaten. The lentils still taste like lentils, not pured paste pretending to be food. And there's no MSG, no preservatives, no natural flavors hiding synthetic tricks. You get the comfort of canned convenience with the soul of a homemade meal. What's remarkable about Dr. McDougall's is its honesty. You can actually pronounce every ingredient on the label, and each one feels like something you'd use in your own kitchen. Both Pacific Foods and Dr. McDougall's represent what canned food could be if more companies cared about long-term health rather than short-term profit. They don't chase addictive salt levels or manipulate flavor with chemistry. Instead, they rely on real vegetables, real herbs, and careful cooking. These soups prove that healthy doesn't have to taste bland. It just has to taste real. You can even use them as a base, adding your own garlic, turmeric, or olive oil to personalize flavor and nutrition. And for those looking to branch out, Kettle & Fire's Organic Chicken Bone Broth Soup and Fig Food Co. Organic Tuscan bean soup are also shining examples of clean, balanced nourishment. They show that canned soup can be warm, satisfying, and genuinely restorative, not an edible experiment in salt retention. The takeaway is simple. Not all convenience foods are villains, but you have to choose wisely. With brands like Pacific Foods, Dr. McDougall's, Kettle & Fire, and Fig Food Co., you can finally open a can without opening a health hazard. Stay aware, eat smart, and never trust the label too quickly. Subscribe now for truth that protects your plate and family.
Thank you for watching all the way to the end. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss our daily content. Now feel free to check out some of the newest and best videos currently shown on your screen. Goodbye, and see you in the next video.